Brothers and sisters, welcome to the three-time award-winning audio podcast channel, Duke Loves Rasslin. We are the exclusive home of the Devon the Duke podcast featuring WWE Hall of Famer Devon Dudley. And of course, our flagship interview show, Duke Loves Rasslin. We're bringing you the informative, hilarious, and enjoyable episodes each and every week. Subscribe, like, and share with everyone you know so you don't miss a single episode. Duke Loves Rasslin, available wherever you listen to podcasts, including Spotify. That's right.
Devon and the Duke bring the heat. Wrestling tales knock you off your seat. Tune in now, don't you be late. Wrestling podcast never felt this great. They tell it all, from the highest highs to the lowest fall. Grit and glory tales from the ring. Every chant, every cheer they'll bring. Devon and the Duke bring the heat. Wrestling tales knock you off your seat. Tune in now, don't you be late. Wrestling podcast never felt this great.
Brothers and sisters, on this very special 4th of July celebration, during the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, we here on the Devon and the Duke podcast, the three-time award-winning podcast, hosted by your main man, Duke Loves Rasslin, and five-time Hall of Famer Devon Dudley, we here are elated, we are invigorated, and we are here to celebrate the end of the nightmare. Brothers and sisters, the United States of America, and really the world, may now dream again. The nightmare is over. We can have sweet dreams, ladies and gentlemen. And we have one man to thank, and his name is the Duke. Because, see, the Duke has been telling the world that Cody Rhodes is an egg-sucking dog and a Ric Flair wannabe. The Duke has been telling the world that there is nothing positive about being a nightmare. Nightmares are negative. And because the Duke has been pointing this out all this time, a scruffy-faced, wide-eyed, red-headed Canadian Syrian by the name of Sami Zayn stepped up to the plate, was motivated enough to go into Saudi Arabia, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and end the nightmare. There will be no more nightmares going forward. And I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a ball. Fire up the grills, get your ribs, get your hamburgers, get your Franks, a tall glass of lemonade, and some of Mom's apple pie. We are celebrating, brothers and sisters. So without further ado, my co-host, the man who is going to let you know that he has sinned by promoting nightmares, and that he rescinds all of that. The man who's going to let you know that he has been having sweet dreams. And now he understands the error of his ways from the past in promoting that egg-sucking dog, Cody Rhodes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our brother, our dear brother, who has finally come back home and seen the light, because of the sweet dreams, because the nightmare is over, I give to you, Brother Devon Dudley. What's up, Devon?
You seem to be aroused. I'm just saying. I mean, I remember JR said something to the King one day on commentary during our match with Stacy. What was it, Stacy Keebler? Oh no, it was Stacy wasn't with us at the time, and he said Jerry the King Lawler was like said something, and he was excited. You know how Jerry used to get, and him and JR used to play off each other. And he says he told the King, he goes, "What you're very honest about the Dudleys and this and that and blah blah blah. What, do you get aroused? Do you like it?" And Jerry the King was like, "What are you talking about, JR?" But in this instinct, I'm beginning to think that you are Jerry the King Lawler, and I would be somebody that would be asking you that question. So you sound like you're ecstatic about Cody losing, but what you fail to understand is Cody doesn't give up. I'm very happy for Sami Zayn for winning the title. Very good. An underdog, absolutely. Somebody that never thought to see that coming, but Sami did, and he made it happen. It was a dream that came true. What was it like when Shawn Michaels won the title and he was on his knees in the middle of the ring, and the pure excitement of him winning that title. He closed his eyes, he raised his hand with the title in front of him. The boyhood dream had came true. I think the same thing for Sami Zayn. It's his time. But as far as Cody Rhodes goes, if you honestly think that Cody's not going to come back and do that, you crazy. Now, you would kick a man when he's down, right in the nuts, especially when you're trying to avoid getting into the ring with somebody like Cody Rhodes. And I think that now you're probably willing to do it because now you think you can distract Cody and make him not think about it if he ever was to get in the ring with you. You think you would have the upper hand. And I still say no to that. I still say I don't think you have a chance.
Now, let me explain something to you here, Devon Dudley. The fact that you come on this podcast after the nightmare has ended and Sami Zayn has ushered in sweet dreams, the fact that you will not admit to the world that this was best for business, that you don't believe in nightmares, a God-fearing, positive guy like yourself over here still taking up for the nightmare. I don't know what's going on with you, Devon, but you changed, man. You changed. I don't know what's going on here.
No, I didn't change, brother. I basically, I'm realistic. I know that I'm not going to sleep on Cody because I know that something's probably lurking in the background waiting for him to come back to get his title. I'm sure that's in the cards, but we'll have to see. But you, on the other hand, you're a funny guy. I can honestly say that match between you and Cody might come up sooner than you think now, because he's got to let out some frustration. And if he
everyone's been asking me.
If he remotely thinks that you're the cause of all of this, yeah, it's gonna be rest in peace, Duke.
Everybody been asking me, what's gonna happen? What is gonna happen? I said, listen, I am going to stand behind Devon. Cody can't get to me because he's gonna have to go through the big man. Okay? All right.
Boy, how you gonna go through me? I'm gonna be sitting down in the front row with popcorn, extra butter, and inviting anybody that wants to see this firsthand takes place. You're digging your hole, so I gotta let you dig. It's like my sons. It's like my sons. When I try to tell them something, they don't want to listen. They gotta learn the hard way, and they do. And then they come back to me and they say they're sorry, and this and that, and it's the same thing. You're gonna have to learn the hard way, dude. I know it's not. It's not good at all. That's like you trying to take on Wemby. I mean, you would want to take on him after he lost against the Knicks. Do you realize how upset that man is right now? Do you realize that you probably wouldn't even get halfway down the court or maybe a quarter of the court before those long-ass arms just take the ball from you and shoots a three? By the time it'd be said and done, it'd be like 20 to nothing. He wouldn't let you get a shot off.
Now, listen. Don't bring up Wemby now. Don't try that because he's been ducking me ever since he lost to your Knicks. So let's get that straight. Wemby understood when the Duke made it clear that I had PJ Ramos as my coach, okay, a legitimate 7'3" giant as my coach. And of course, I was wearing those special sneakers. I've improved my vertical leap. I could dunk on you at this point, Demon. I improved my vertical leap. So Wemby's been ducking the Duke, and you better duck. Okay? You better duck, Jack, because you know what would happen. I'm gonna make that clear. Now back to your boy here, Cody. Cody Rhodes. I know that the WWE is coming to town in August for SmackDown. I'm just making it clear to you right now. If you move, all you got to do is move. If you move, ooh, ooh, if you move, all you got to do is move, Cody. If you move, that's all I got to say about that.
You keep digging yourself in a bigger ditch.
I had to bust out the Thunderbolt Patterson on him, Jack. Come on now.
Listen, if you start flinging those hands in the back of you and shaking them like Thunder did, yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Unbelievable. Listen, this is legitimately one of the greatest moments in wrestling history, though. I mean, for Cody to get defeated by Sami Zayn in front of all those wonderful fans in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it was poetic because the American nightmare has ended. And I think that is very important. I think we have to move in a positive direction in life, and we have to let go of this negativity. You know what I mean? And Cody Rhodes is completely negative in my eyes. He's completely negative. This guy was never a nice guy. Okay? Look at him. Does that look like a nice guy to you? Are you kidding me? No. So you lost, Cody, because that's what happens to egg-sucking dogs. They don't stay on top forever. And I'm going to tell you something again. You're never going to see that championship again, Cody, because I got it straightened out. Okay? I made my calls. I pulled my strings. I made it clear. You're not even going to get a title a match ever again. You don't deserve it. That's how it goes. Now, if you grow the mustache back, you could be dashing Cody Rhodes, or maybe need to put the face paint back on and bring back Stardust. Then maybe we'll consider it. But as far as I'm concerned right now, Cody Rhodes, pack your bags. Go home, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. We don't want no static. You're finished. That's right.
Duke, what I would like to do is to have you give me your last will and testament, because then, your beautiful, lovely wife, I can say, listen, Duke didn't have the time to give it to you, but I got it. Here's what he preferred. He preferred to be buried nowhere near anywhere Cody Rhodes would even remotely be able to piss on his grave. And he would like to be buried in nothing but Cody Rhodes' merchandise.
Unbelievable.
I think that's the right thing to do.
Again, whose side are you on?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would sit there and I would moan and I would cry for you. I would be in mourning because I know you'd be missed, but who else would I have to get on every week on the podcast? So I would miss that in that aspect, but I don't know how it would feel to know that I don't have you saying the things you say and knowing that retribution is coming. That's the part I'm afraid of if he does take you out.
I don't know whose side you're on here. Cody Rhodes is not the one doing the show with you every week. Did you ever notice that? Did Cody ever come to you and say, Devon, you're an award-winning podcaster. Why don't you and I do a show together? Do you notice how selfish he is that he's never invited you to do a show with him? You see the difference between Cody Rhodes and I? And this is how you treat me? Huh?
I choose not to answer this word on this question on the grounds that it might incriminate me. So I will take the fifth. I have no comment.
Tune in next week to Devon and the Cody, folks. That's basically what he's saying.
I'm just saying.
Well, anyway, at least one of us is happy about what went down because it was poetic. Okay.
Oh no, I'm happy. I'm happy for Sammy. Absolutely. I think it's great. A lot of people may not realize this, and I've said it before, but I think now it might hold some weight to it because of what just happened with Sammy. But Sammy was one of my last matches. He was my last match in WWE when me and Bubba came back for that second run, and we left in 2016. My last match officially, not a run-in, not anything like that, was SummerSlam pre-show. It was against Neville and Sami Zayn in a tag match. And, unfortunately, I got beat. No, I don't, it's all right. I got beat by Sammy. And again, after winning the title, I wasn't ashamed then. I ain't ashamed now because Sammy was a very good worker. He always did everything correctly. He went from A to B, from B to C, and so forth and so on. He always had everything covered, especially psychology-wise, when it came to whether it be putting together the match, things that needed to be responded to and things like that. He was always good with that. So I always give him a lot of credit. But he was my last match in WWE at the time. And I've always, we always laugh about it because I told him, I said, I never thought that would have been my last. I thought I was going to go another 3 or 4 years, but unfortunately, that wasn't in my cards to do. And I had to go a different route, which always happens in pro wrestling. But I was very proud of him then, and I'm even more proud of him now.
I tell you, this man, people talk about me. You're the real politician here, Devon. You're the real politician. Listen to you. After you done sat there and talked about how much you sticking up for Cody, now suddenly you happy for Sammy, huh? Uh-huh. I see what's going on.
Boy, I tell you, if there's ever the definition of gaslighting and there's a picture by the number one gaslighter, it would be you. It would be you with that shit-eating grin. It would be you all the way. I'm just saying. I'm just going to put that out there.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Listen, I unlike you, I've never been big on Sami Zayn. I've always found him to be another one. He may not be the egg sucking dog like Cody, but there's something about that Sami Zayn that I don't know about half the time. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So Sami Zayn, because you defeated Cody Rhodes, you now have the privilege and the honor of being supported by the Duke. I got your back, Sammy. Okay? I want you to hold that title just long enough so Oba Femi, their ruler, and now the king of the ring can break you in half, break you into little pieces, and become the champion. How about that?
You're the only man I know that can put somebody over and within a second bury him at the same time. You're the only one I ever know to do that. Listen, the sentence isn't even 3 words long. You put him over and then the rest, boom.
That's it. That's it. I stay on message, brother. I stay on message. I don't care.
I bet you do.
But I got to ask you this though, Devon. Why did you chicken out? You got your boy Jey Uso, Mr. 1D. You got your boy there, right? To go up against the ruler to fight your battles for you, right? Mr. Politician, Mr. Chess Master, Mr. Puppet Master. You got your boy to fight your battles for you, and he came up very short. I mean, Oba beat him clean, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. So what happened there?
Now, wait a minute. You said he came up very short. Now, how short are we talking? Are we talking Duke short, or are we talking? Are we talking Matt short? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Unfortunately, I didn't see the show because I was actually doing an appearance in Jacksonville at the time. I was getting reports here and there about the pay-per-view, but I was still, a little bit on the fence because I didn't understand it. I thought it was Do they still have the King of the Ring pay per view that goes on, or no? Now it's just part of the a live event show. Not a live event. I'm sorry, a pay per view show.
PLE. Well, in this case, they
PLE.
made it part of they made it part of the PLE. So no, it's not going to be a separate event. You know, for the
Anymore.
upcoming future. Let's say, yeah, they're sticking it as part of the bigger show there. But it worked. It worked.
Well, and one of the things that got me was I'm still trying to figure it out. Why did Liv Morgan um, go against Io Sky in the finals of the King of the Ring, when I thought the winner in the finals of the King of the Ring goes to face the champion? That's what I was still unclear about.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. And you know what? That's Triple H just complicating things with his booking. And I'm saying this Triple H, not Devon. For some reason, Devon's a big fan of yours. But me, you're new Coke. You'll never be Vince McMahon. I've always said that, and I will continue to say that. The fact that you take a champion and put her in the King of the Ring final, and then she loses, but she doesn't lose the championship. And then now Io says that she wants her match to be against Liv. So now they're going to fight again. I understand that you're establishing a feud, but this is a very screwy way of doing it. I don't know what's going on here. I'll tell you that right now. But congratulations to Io because she could be my queen anytime. Queen Io, all about
I'm,
that.
I mean, I am a huge fan of hers. I think the way she is in the ring is excellent. The risk that she takes, even though, like I say, they're risk, but for some reason she makes it look safe, and she does some crazy stuff. Moonsaults outside the ring on the people and things like that. Me personally, I would panic in midair and break my neck. I know that if I even did remotely half the stuff that she did. But I'm a huge fan of hers, and I think she is wonderful in the ring. Her charisma, with the two fingers, and bobbing the head back and forth. I love it. I absolutely love it. To me, it gives her so much character when she goes into character. I'm a huge fan of hers. I just think that she's over the top, really, really good, and I'm glad she's getting the break that she's getting. Um, I was a little disappointed, but I was happy in the sense when they teamed her with Rhea, because I wanted to see Io actually get that push as a singles wrestler as opposed to a tag wrestler. And I love the fact that those two got together, but I just felt like
Mm.
it wasn't there for her to be that singles competitor that I know she could be and the star she can become as a singles. But again, I was happy with them um, as a tag. I just wanted to see her separate and see her really go for her goal and everything that she was, going for. But I'm glad that she's getting the opportunity now. However wonky it might look, the why she faced Liv in the finals of the match. But again, I look at it this way too. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They may have something totally. This is the one thing I've learned about being a producer. A lot of times we don't know on the outside what the plan is. There might be a plan for why these two faced off in the finals of the King of the Ring. We don't know. Only they would know. And hopefully, whatever decision or whatever concept they came up with to have this happen, hopefully it pays off in the long run. So I hope that what they did really pays off for them.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I mean, there was an interesting stat that came out, which has been pretty consistent the last few years. Liv Morgan is one of the top merchandise sellers in the company, and she's number one for the women. In fact, I think on the list, she's either number three or number four. Cody Rhodes is number five right now, which is ironic. Uh, you know, so I got to say, Liv Morgan, she's good money, man. The fans love her, and they show up and they make it clear that they love her. But there's something special about Io Sky, and I think that another title reign is definitely something that would work, especially for SummerSlam. I'd love to see that match happen at SummerSlam, so hopefully that's when they'll do it. That return match. and let's see if Liv can step up to the plate and avenge her loss at the Queen of the Ring or not. We'll see. But I'm down with the feud. I just don't understand why the champion had to be in that final. They could have gave that spot to somebody else, in my opinion. You know,
Yeah, they could have, but again, we don't know, so we got to wait and see as it plays out. I mean, again, you know
yeah.
how I feel.
Well,
I'm one of those guys that we have to just sit and watch it play out like we did back in the 80s when there was no social media or no fans to, you know, give anything into the storylines. I mean, the old days, you write a letter, put it in the mail, and then, you wait for them to respond. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. But that was the one thing I liked about back then. So I've got to use that same theory to think that maybe there's something on the horizon for this storyline of why they faced each other in the King of the Rings finals. I just don't know what it is.
yeah. Time will tell. Tune in. I hear that. That's fair. That's fair. As we said, Oba defeated Jey, so Oba was able to overcome the setup by Devon Dudley to become the King of the Ring, and now he has a title shot that he can get. And if he's smart, he's going to go after Sami Zayn and take that title from
But wait
Sami
a minute,
because
you put very high praise on Oba, but yet why does it have to be Sammy? Why couldn't it be Roman? He doesn't have. Do you honestly think he doesn't have a chance against Roman?
well, no, I think that Sami
Wow.
is the easier matchup for Oba since Oba has but he recently beat Sami. He's already proven he can beat Sami. He hasn't proven he could beat Roman yet. So, you know, get to the goal. You can take on Roman after that, but get that title first. You know, get that title first. Why
You
not?
are funny. You are funny. You like I said, you praised him in three words and then buried him the rest. That paragraph is still going on with you.
Well, here's what I don't understand about you. You want your assassins to continue to meddle in the affairs of Obafemi. So don't try to play your game, Devon. We actually know the fix is in when it comes to you. You got a problem with Oba, and that's why you're gonna get the bloodline to straighten them out. That's what's going on here. A lot of people have latched on to my theory there, and they're starting to see the truth. Just so you know.
Like I said, I take the fifth. I plead not to say anything at this particular point in time. My lawyers have advised me that I have a a a thing where I cannot mention anything. I have to keep it private, and I'll leave it at that.
Uh huh. Uh huh. That's because of all that delicious Samoan food they be cooking up there. So yeah, you're bought and paid for. We know what's going on with you there, Devon. We know what's going on. So we'll leave it there. Trick Williams, Trick Williams retained that United States Championship, and it's interesting. He defeated Ricky Starks. He still has Lil Yachty with him, which is crazy because Lil Yachty is legitimately one of the top rap acts in the world. So the fact that Yachty is still living his dream, hanging out with Trick and being his manager, and Yachty even did a people's elbow on Ricky Saints. Excuse me, Ricky Saints. He did a people's elbow on him. So obviously Trick Williams winning and the crowd going crazy for him. He's over like Rover, there's no question. But how do you feel about Yachty being able to do a people's elbow like that?
Well, it's a crossover, just like you had Lawrence Taylor against Bam Bam Bigelow. Just like you had, President Trump coming in, being in Bobby Lashley's corner, and of course Vince had Umaga. So to me, it's just a crossover for the fans. And why, teach him a move or two here and there that he could do in the ring, which would be very simple. And you can go over that 50,000 times and then to get it right because it's very simple. I don't find it a bad thing because again, it's a crossover. You get the people in the rap industry that don't follow wrestling anymore, that stopped watching years ago. Now, if he's in the picture and they like him, he'll bring them back. Just like Lawrence Taylor brought in the football world and fans. I mean, because, yeah, of course, there is a little bit of a crossover between football fans and wrestling fans. I think there might be more than a little, it might be a lot. But he brought those people that weren't into pro wrestling. He brought them in. Lawrence Taylor did, and it was a big thing back in I think it was the late '90s. I think it was when mid to late '90s when Lawrence Taylor, went up against Bam Bam Bigelow. It was huge media. Every local news station carried it. ESPN carried it. I mean, it was huge back then. Why wouldn't it be huge now, especially with social media, not really depending on other networks like, NBC, CBS, or even ESPN? Now there's social media that's even bigger than theirs, and a lot more people can reach it. So not only that, but Yachty can go on his sites and start talking and pushing and doing all of that. So to me, it's huge, and my hat goes off to them in that aspect.
I love it. I think it's fantastic to show, somebody with their own following, what have you, be so enthusiastic about being part of WWE. It's really interesting. It just goes to show everyone's a WWE fan. Everyone has a history with the company. Everyone wants to live out that dream of being in front of the crowd and hearing, the electric response that from the crowd and what have you. It's amazing. And the fans have really forced Trick Williams to be a baby face. Like it doesn't matter what he says, what he does. He's trick slapping people with his backhand and doing all these things that you would assume is what a heel would do. But this guy can't get booed if he wanted to. What are your thoughts on Trick Williams being forced into being a beloved babyface?
He's over. He's over like $1,000,000. Listen, when they tried to force Steve Austin to be a heel, it didn't work, especially right after the King of the Ring, and the Austin 316 slogan came up against Jake Roberts, Same thing. Once he said things like that, he took off as a huge babyface. People loved him. The Mr. McMahon character was born. The whole rivalry between McMahon and Austin formed, and it's what we know the Attitude Era to be. So that's huge. And I think Trick found a way to tap into the fans to make them invest in him, his style, and what he does. And bringing in Yachty, who is a very huge thing. The rap world and the wrestling world are very, very similar. So to bring him in, that even made him more of a baby face. But just things that he's doing, his entrance, and the things that they say as he's coming down the aisle, whoop that Trick, all of that, and then it really, really put him probably in a different atmosphere a little bit when he announced his wedding in Jamaica with Lash. So, things like that, like you always tell me, the fans love that. They eat it up. They don't know the personal lives of the wrestlers. So to know that he went to Jamaica, had friends there, and you see it all over social media, but for him to actually say that, it made him even a bigger baby face now, even more. So the fans are investing in Trick and they're liking him. So I think it's great.
Absolutely. And you were on the Trick bandwagon way early, so nobody can say nothing to you now. Now that the dude is on top of the world, you were there from the beginning. You helped make it built, right?
Me and Trick got along great. When he asked me to play the Reverend in his video, when he was doing the thing with Ethan Page in TNA, I was all for it. I had been a big fan of his, even when he was somewhat of a sidekick of Carmella. I was like, he's gonna pop out and he's gonna become somebody. I can see it if they just give him a chance, and they did. He proved himself over the weeks and months and years in NXT, and now look at him.
Yeah, he's a big star, man. And what I love is that even when he does his media appearances, it's very clear that Trick is built for that. Not since The Miz have I seen a WWE superstar be that solid at being able to handle different types of questions and flow right through it and keep his train of thought and communicate and also stay on message. He makes sure that he's constantly promoting, go see the show, go see the show. He ends most of his sentences with, and that's exactly why you got to check us out, on SmackDown on Friday. He's always very good at that. And I just, respect to the company, but I know that it goes deeper than that. This is a person who, just like yourself, Devon, they spent their personal time refining that skill. you know. So for all you wrestlers out there, you better watch Trick Williams and Oba Femi and realize it's a different world, man. You got to be a complete package now, folks. And if you're not, you need to go to a place where you can learn how to develop those skills and refine them, because that's your competition. You know,
Hmm.
that's why reputable places like Devon Dudley Academy is so important, because you know this is the type of place where the next Trick Williams and the next Obafemi is coming out of. That's just a fact. If you're serious about taking your career to the next level, or if you have a dream of becoming a star in the wrestling business, you got to check out Devon Academy. Let them know, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're at 2720 Forsyth Road, right in Winter Park. We've been up and going since 2007. We've had a lot of people come through our doors, and some have made it to the WWE main roster. Some have made it. A lot of people have made it to NXT. People in Japan. I mean, you name it, any organization, even AEW. They've all been there. They've all walked through those doors, and we help get them there. So if you're ready to take it to the next level, please give us a call. We'll be more than happy to get you started and ready. You can call us at 407 790 7800. Excuse me. We will be more than happy to make that phone call. We'll be more than happy to give you what you need in terms of information, things like that to get started. There is no set date to sign up. You can sign up anytime you want. Give us a call and we'll give you all the information you need to sign up, and we'll go from there. You can also go to www.devondudleyacademy.com and sign and get the information that you need on what the school's about and how much it costs to enroll in the whole nine. So again, we've been together in existence since 2007. You know, it was me and Bubba. We both opened it up, and Bubba was down here in Florida with me doing it. He basically moved up back north, and basically I wind up taking the school over from that point on, and had people coming out of the school still going to NXT. Had a few people go to NXT. So again, I'm very proud of the resume that the school has, and we'll keep doing it. Now we also just had our first show on June 20th, which was a huge success. And we did great numbers that I didn't even expect to make. And we did extremely well, sold out where we were. Now we're going to be doing another show in August. It'll be August 15th. And we're ready to tackle that down again as well. So please come on down and check us out. We're going to be, hold on, I'll get that information for you as soon as I can get to it. We're going to be by the Millennium Mall over there. It's going to be the J.R. Smith Community Center, 1723 Burton Boulevard, Orlando, Florida, right in the Millennium area near the Millennium Mall. And that's where we're going to be combining our forces with Combat Wrestling. All Combat Wrestling, which is ACW. We're going to join forces with them, put our collective minds together, and really try to blow this thing out the water in Florida and make it huge. So, you know, not everybody can have a piece of the cake and not want to share it. If you don't want to share it, DDA, ACW, going to come and take it.
And it's important. You know, if you're going to invest in your future, you don't want to be doing it in a place that can't get the job done. And again, when I turn on my TV and I see so many people who have sat under the Devon Dudley learning tree, including the new champion Sami Zayn, it's fascinating, man. It really is, and it's just a reminder, folks. You gotta get in on this seriously. Speaking of getting in on this, the man formerly known as Apollo Crews has made his debut in TNA. He has gone back to the name that he owns, Yuha Nation. You know, so again, the man that was formerly known as Apollo Crews, I think his real name, part of his real name is literally Yuha or Uha. So what do you think about that, Devon? Uha Nation is in TNA and had a nice match there. Still looking all jacked up, still got that big smile, but a little bit more aggressive, which I like. But what do you think about that, man? He's still going strong.
I absolutely love it. Him and I were very good friends when I was there with the company. We never got a chance to get in the ring and work together, but we did share a very good friendship. And to the point where he said he looked up to me, and he would always call me Pops, like I was his second dad. And I really, really took to that. Me and Apollo got along extremely well. He would come to me for advice. I would give it to him. Maybe sometimes it worked, but the most of the time it did work. And he was always grateful and thankful for that. So I'm very proud and happy that he found somewhere to really showcase his talent. And hopefully TNA can do what WWE couldn't do. And that's really show what he's all about, because he's a great wrestler. He's got a great look. He's a beautiful person inside and out. And he's just got a really, really big, good heart. He's a family man. He's just everything that you would want to see in a pro wrestler.
Indeed. I'm glad he's getting that opportunity. I think it's fantastic. This partnership that WWE and TNA have with each other, where you could see WWE superstars, whether they're still with the company or not, but you see them transition into TNA and back and forth. It really is something cool to see, and it's something that fans have always wanted. It reminds me of the old days when somebody shows up in a different territory, but the difference here is that these guys are actually clearly working together. They have a partnership, WWE and TNA. But how do you feel just about the fact that it's such a smooth transition for the superstars to, jump over to TNA, and even the TNA talent can jump over to WWE? What do you think about the partnership there, Devon?
Oh, I think it's great. I think it's really good. Again, whatever WWE on the main roster couldn't find in him, maybe TNA can do that. Again, would the Dudley boys have worked if we would have went to WWE first? Probably not. We needed to learn our craft, earn it, and this and that in ECW. Maybe even though it's a little backwards, maybe he can go and do it there. People pick up on it. He really prospers and really goes forward and becomes successful. And then WWE will want him back. You never know. If I'm not mistaken, a very, very good friend of mine who I hold in high regards, Cody Rhodes, did that. He went to WWE, didn't work out too well. He left, helped open up and establish AEW, then left and came back to the WWE. Now look at him. He's a rising star with Duke, on the podcast, of course, trying to bury him as much as he can. But I'm there to defend him, and I'm there to help him. So long hold, long reign for Cody Rhodes.
Oh, my God. Devon and the Cody, it must be coming, folks, and that's why Devon's talking like this. He just needs Cody to take me out first, and I'm going to tell you right now, Cody Rhodes, not on your best day. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Okay, I studied everything your daddy did, boy. I will get the bull rope. I will put on the polka dots. I'll get the 10-gallon hat. And I will cut a promo like you ain't never heard before. Don't play with me, Cody Rhodes. Tell you that right now. That's right. It's easy for me to say these things when I'm so far away, Devon. You realize that, right?
Oh, I completely understand that. I completely understand that. Listen, I talked major shit about Linda Blair and how I was going to do this and do that if I ever met her. And then when I met her, I was like a little blubbering baby. I was scared to death. I talked major shit about Linda. I ain't scared of her. So what? She might have scared me as a kid, but she ain't scared me now. Man, the minute I looked over and saw her across from me, my whole heart dropped. I was like, what the hell is Linda Blair? And we became friends, I'm not going to say, now listen, I'm not saying that we became friends where, we're like best friends like you and I or something like that, but we became friends where we exchanged numbers because like I had told you, I wanted to be able to use her on the podcast, if she ever had the opportunity to come and to promote, her love for the dogs and the animals and things like that. So we became friends like that. And I would text her on Christmas or New Year's and say, happy, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And she would be like, thanks, Devon. I hope you and your family are doing real well and things like that. So it's that type of friendship that Linda and I had and have. And, I'm very thankful for it. So a woman that scared me all of my life, up until about, 2 years ago, I think I met her. Now, all of a sudden, I'm texting her, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Easter, all of this. And I realized that I was scared for no reason, that I was, putting all that energy into being scared for no reason. This is what I say about you. Stop putting fear in Cody. Just get in the ring and get it done. The fear will disappear. Maybe you can see what everybody else sees, and that is Cody Rhodes is a very, very good wrestler. Cody Rhodes is definitely somebody that the people can look up to and not have to worry.
So wait, if I yell Devon, get the tables, will you assist me in doing that much?
No, man, I hurt my knee. I was in Canada and I hurt my knee, and the ligaments don't hold up right. And see, what happened was, when I took that step, I heard something go pop, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And I went to the doctor. The doctor told me that I was going to be done for at least 6 months to a year. So if anything happens between 6 months to a year, I can't do anything.
You see that, folks? They say that your family ain't gonna have your back when you really need them the most. Okay, Devon Dudley has proven that. Okay, he's taking the side of that blonde-haired weirdo over the Duke, who has no hair. Okay, I just want to point that out there. Okay, my goodness. Anyway,
You and Cody in the ring is like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson against Trevor Burbick.
Oh no! Don't bring that up.
Or better yet, no. At least Trevor lasted about the second round. I would say you're more like Spinks.
Oh God!
You're more like Michael Spinks.
Oh God! At least you didn't give me Hurricane. At least you didn't give me Hurricane Peter McNeely. All right. At least you didn't say that. Because that's
real
now I would
bad.
have known you
That's
disrespected.
Real bad. That's real bad. Yeah. No.
Listen, he beat that boy so bad that in the post-match interview, I'll never forget it. Peter McNeely said, I grew up watching Mike Tyson, which was interesting because he's older than Mike Tyson. So he beat him so bad he forgot how old he was.
Listen, I've had people say that to me, guys that I know that are clearly in their 60s, and 70s. They're like, hey, I grew up watching you. And I look at it, I go, why are you lying? I go, what? I'm like, why are you lying? And then when they tell me their age, and I'm like, listen, this is my age. So how could you have watched me growing up? Well, no, I did. You don't understand. I mean, that's what it felt like. I was like, no, you're just trying to think of a conversation to have with me. So you said you had a conversation with me. I don't mind you thinking of stuff to say, but don't lie. Don't lie and say you watched me growing up.
I grew up watching you.
You know damn well if you're 70 years old and I'm still in my 50s, there ain't no damn way you watched me growing up. I'm sorry.
They were grown with kids, all that. They paying a mortgage, but they grew up watching you. Come on, man.
Listen, by the time they were out in the world, like you said, getting married, having kids, doing their jobs, I didn't even know I was still on this earth at that time.
That's it. Exactly. Tell the truth, folks. Come on. Anyway, Devon, we got the 4th of July. We can end it on this. I need to know what's going to be on the Dudley menu this year because I know that you got your DDP yoga and you got your smoothies and your special boosts and vitamins and minerals and all this other stuff. I know that you're a healthy Devon these days, but for the 4th of July, I'm sure you could cheat a little bit. So what's on the menu?
Not a damn thing. I'm gonna be in Montreal at Montreal Comic-Con, July 4th and 5th. So I will not be celebrating the hot dogs or anything like that. I will be in Montreal meeting the great fans at the Comic-Con and just doing my thing.
Wow. Okay. Well, somebody in Montreal can get Devon at least a burger. You got to get the man at least a burger. Come on, guys.
Listen, I'll go
Please.
to a restaurant that will have, burgers for me. But as of right now, yeah, no, I'm gonna be in Montreal, man, signing autographs.
Well, we know how much you love Canada, so that's okay. And I love Montreal. Great place to be, for sure. You know, we're doing ribs. We're gonna do probably some hot dogs as well. But the big thing is oxtail.
I love oxtails. I haven't had oxtails in years.
Oh, okay. We might have to do something about that since you're gonna be in town, brother. We might have to get you something, get you right over here. We'll get you some real oxtail. Rice and peas as well, right? You got to have all the fixing now. You got to have the rice and peas and the cabbage on the side. You down with that?
Absolutely. Oh, it'd be time to
Okay.
testify
All
on
right.
that. I'm just gonna point it out.
Well, on that note, though, 4th of July, man, what comes to mind when you think of that holiday?
Spending time with the family and friends, having a good time, reminiscing, just getting together with people that you haven't seen in years, and celebrating the holiday as well, giving thanks for being here, here in the United States. And some people may not think that right now because of what's going on, but I still do.
There it is. Yeah, same 100%. It's a time to slow down and just appreciate sacrifices others have made in order for us to be here. That's the best way I can describe it. And especially in this day and age with so much negativity and what have you going on, we got to remind ourselves that we are Americans and we can get through no matter what is happening. We can get through it and we can do it together. So happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Please make sure that you take some time for yourselves and take some time for your loved ones somehow, some way, even if it's just a phone call. Take some time, folks, please. Anyway, Devon, what's the best way everyone can keep up with you? Because you got a whole lot going on, including your world tour. You're up in Canada this weekend. But what's the best way they can keep up with you?
Well, you can get in touch with me on my YouTube channel at Devon Dudley YouTube. Please like and subscribe to videos, things of that nature. Leave your comments down below. I answer them, I look at them, and try to get to as many as I possibly can. You can also find me on Instagram at Testify Devon. And you can also find me on my merch page, which is Devon Dudley's merch page, with all the memorabilia, all the stuff that you would want, that you would like, whether it be the old school ECW t-shirts, cups, hats, you name it, it's on there. All you got to do is DM us, let us know what you like, and we'll send the merchandise to you. You can also find me on Twitter at Testify Devon as well. Really don't go on there too much, but I do go on the messenger part of it. And so, I will message those who basically want to talk and message me. As long as it's respectful and not out of, line, we can talk. If you're going to be rude, then I will not respond.
That's right. Now, listen, I got to point this out, Devon. A good friend of the show, Danny G, you've given him shout outs and what have you before. He said he sent you a message and you ignored him. So I can only surmise you did that because Danny G is a fan of Danhausen. He is a big fan of Danhausen. And I know that Danhausen, you know, that whole curse stuff, I know that you're not really a fan of that. And you plan on putting Danhausen through a table and what have you there. So Danny G, I just want to let you know, it's because you're a Danhausen fan. That's the reason why Devon has not paid you any mind. How about that?
I will say this. For the dirt sheet riders that like to say and harp on every word I say, I love Danhausen. I love him to death. I don't want a curse put on me. I don't want to have bad luck. So whatever Duke is saying goes right back to him. Also, what happened in San Antonio when the Knicks beat them, and then because of the fact that, what was it, the first game the Knicks won, and then Dan put a curse on the Knicks, and the Knicks lost the next game right after. So I'm not trying to do that. And because Dan lifted the curse, the Knicks wind up destroying San Antonio. No offense, Wimby, but I'm just saying, Maybe you should have talked to Dan Housing before you guys did, the up to game 5. You guys probably could have been still, world champions. Did they win last year? No, they didn't win last year. But whenever, you could have had another championship underneath your belt. So maybe Dan Housing is legit with the curses. So I ain't trying to do that. And as a matter of fact, where did he say that he messaged me? On what platform?
I'll find out. I'm busting your chops on now. I'll find out. You get a million messages, so it ain't like you can see them all. But he did say, he was like, "Hey, Devon didn't say hi back to me," and I said, it's because you like Danhausen. Why is he going to talk to you? Come on. Now, folks, if you haven't noticed, I'm trying to get Devon cursed here. Folks. Okay.
Yeah, please don't do that. I had a lot of curses going on in my years, and still dealing with some some BS. So please, nothing but good vibes for Devon. Please, I can't take no more.
I love it. I'm telling you, we have too much fun over here, folks, but that's the whole point. This is your time during the week, each week, for you to sit back, kick back, enjoy some great conversation, some great laughs, and, again, just feel alive and know that everything is going to be okay. No matter what's going on in your life, it's going to be okay, folks. All right? We got to come together. We got to get back together here, please. Those folks from Scotland came to Boston for the World Cup and had such a blast here, and they were so positive. They reminded us here in Boston that the world doesn't hate us. They may not be fans of our politicians all the time, but they don't hate us. So that's my word of the week for you. Let's get back to loving each other, everybody, please. Except for Cody Rhodes. I'm not loving on him at all. And the way I can love him is to end the nightmare, which we've done. So there's your love, Cody. There's your love. Sweet dreams, buddy. What's your word of the week there, D-Bon?
My word of the week is I can't wait for Duke to get in the ring with Cody. Let's make that go viral.
No. Cursed. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Strictly for the culture every day. Stepping style in your unique way. Patterns and colors so defined. All about the perfect line. Be yourself, let your spirit fly. In this fashion, you'll touch the sky. Strictly for the culture, brand so fine. Dress to impress and show your shine. Strictly for the culture, every day. Step in style in your unique way.
Visit www.strictlyfortheculture.ca.
Backstage whispers and the crowds roar. From matching giants to legends of yore. Devon's wisdom and Duke's keen view. Every episode feels like it's brand new. Devon and the Duke bring the heat. Wrestling tales knock you off your seat. Tune in now, don't you be late. Wrestling podcast never fails.